Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out to check out this video where I recently did about a month or two ago now a new series here on the channel called My Cinema Tickets Collection, and I showcased the year 2005. Well, today I am back to showcase the year 2006, and I don't know if you could see that correctly. So I've got a bunch of tickets right here, and basically how this goes is I'm going to tell you about all the tickets I've got in my collection, if I've got any memories of watching that movie at that time, and if I've revisited them since. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So the first movie right here we've got is Monster House, which was on the 11th of August of 2006. Yeah, I remember really enjoying this movie at the time. In 2006, I would have been about 16 years old, which, nuts to think that was the case. But yeah, I remember enjoying the movie. I think I've seen it a couple of times since. I quite enjoy it, to be honest with you. It's been a while since I've revisited. The next one here I've got is Ice Age 2, The Meltdown. And I'm not sure if you can really see that properly. I'm trying to get it in focus. But yeah, Ice Age 2, The Meltdown. And that was on the 10th of April of 2006. I remember seeing it in the cinema, but being honest with you, I don't think I've actually seen it again. Or maybe one time a couple of years later, and that was it. So yeah, pretty much don't remember anything about that movie whatsoever. So definitely in time for a revisit. The next one here I've got is from the 18th of April 2006, and that is a movie that stars Ant and Dec, that is a famous kind of comedy duo from Newcastle, and that is called Alien Autopsy. I remember seeing this in the cinema, of course, and I don't think I've ever seen it since, so I honestly could not tell you if that movie is any good, but I think I remember going with a couple of friends to that one, so yeah, that's Alien Autopsy. Okay, this was from the 25th of March 2006, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to read this or not because I could barely read it, but basically it's a movie called The Ringer, which is Johnny Knoxville. Now, I remember thinking that this movie was funny at the time, but I do know that it does deal with like Down syndrome people, for example, and I think some of this stuff in here probably wouldn't be able to get away with nowadays, but I think I saw the movie maybe once a couple of years later after 2006 and still thought it was a good film, but maybe it's terrible right now. I honestly could not tell you. Another movie here is from the 25th of February 2006, and I have actually covered this on the channel years ago, and that is Date Movie. Yeah, I remember actually going with a couple of school friends at the time to see this movie, and I just remember laughing my arse off at this movie. However, I have revisited since a couple of years ago. Here on the channel I did review it, and my oh my does this spoof movie not hold up in the slightest. It is actually terrible. But of course, around this time you had a lot of famous spoof movies, and this was kind of where it was at its peak, like Date Movie, Epic Movie, Disaster Movie, and all that kind of stuff. Also here we've got from the 26th of March 2006, and that is the Pink Panther. That is the Steve Martin one. I believe it's the first one, if I'm not mistaken. It just says the pink, so I'm assuming it's the first one. From what I remember enjoying this movie. I've never seen the original ones with Peter Sellers, but I do know my good friend Jacob Martin has covered all those movies with Dave from Turn Stars over on his channel. The Pink Panther I've actually never revisited since seeing it in 2006. At the time, I remember it being an okay movie. Again, I think I went with a couple of friends to this one. Yeah, that's the Pink Panther. Definitely in need of a revisit. From the 30th of the 12th, 2006. And this one I actually remember going with my mum and my brothers to see this. Obviously when I was a lot younger. And that is, not sure if you're going to be able to read that or not. Sorry about this, guys. It is faded quite a bit. No, I don't think you can see that, but it is anyway. Night at the Museum, of course, starring Ben Stiller. I remember really enjoying this movie. Definitely a fun kind of family adventure movie for its time. Haven't seen it really since that time, so I don't know if it... Actually, no, that's a lie. I've seen it once a couple of years later, but it's been many years since I've seen that movie. And yeah, I still remember it being an okay movie from what I remember, but I haven't revisited since. So yeah, I saw Night at the Museum pretty much near on the stroke of 2007. The next one here is a movie that I actually have a fond memory with. It was actually with a couple of school friends, and this was on the 19th of August 2006. So this was actually a couple of days later of my birthday of that month, and that is a movie starring Jack Black called Nacho Libre. Yeah, I remember actually really enjoying this movie. Now, I haven't seen it since 2006, so 16 years ago. That's how long it's been since I've seen this movie. I remember enjoying it. I remember laughing. I remember, of course, the famous Nacho. And obviously it keeps going on and on and on and on and on. That's the main thing I remember this, and the wrestling action. But I'm a huge wrestling fan. This was on the 29th of July 2006. And I actually remember pretty much nearly falling asleep at this movie. And you're not going to probably be able to see this. It is Superman Returns. Yeah, I remember that movie quite vividly. With the cinema experience was with my mum and my younger brother. Again, I remember pretty much falling asleep. I was bored by it. I did revisit it a couple of years later with Dave from Untitled Stars over on his channel. I pretty much thought the same thing. Pretty much a terrible movie. So yeah, Superman Returns. Can't recommend that one. So yeah, that was my year in cinema in 2006. And what I will say is there may be more movies I saw at the cinema that year, but I don't actually have cinema tickets for. But those are the ones that I still have tickets for to this present day. So what did you see in the cinema in 2006? If you even remember that far back, leave any and all comments down below. Or if you've seen any of the movies that I mentioned in the list here, let me know also in the comments down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and also, are you aware that I have a Patreon? Yeah, for only £2 per month, with the link down below in the description box. You get early access to videos like this one, where you can see before it even hits on my YouTube channel, and so much more extra content over there, and that really helps to support the channel. So the link is down below, and I want to give a big special thank you to all my awesome patrons who help support the channel. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and until the next time I see you, I'll be seeing you later.